Last time we were here, we talked about can the Knicks. Can you pencil them in for the finals? Do you guys still believe that, or do the Cavs maybe have a little bit of advantage here in this Eastern Conference Final Series?
No, I wouldn't say they have an advantage by any means. I think it'll be. I mean, again, I think we were getting maybe a little carried away with the whole pencil 'em in there. At least maybe myself. I was like, absolutely no, no shot right now. The Knicks are just playing unbelievable. At the end of the day, I mean, it's still the NBA. That doesn't really matter. I still do like the Knicks to win the series. I like them more like 4-2, maybe 4-1 in my eyes, just because I believe the Knicks just are a better team. But we'll say to like tonight, in my eyes, I think the Knicks just roll them in this one. I think Cavs are going to come out maybe a little sluggish there. Okay, like they got over the hump, got through another game seven, game one at Madison Square Garden. Like that place is going to be rocking. I just think it's going to be tough tonight to get it done. Kind of game two in my eyes is kind of like they're like, okay, first game, like let's see what they can do here, and um, I think that will be a lot more telling. I think we'll kind of see what team we get out from the Cavs there. But yeah, in my eyes, I think the Knicks are just better talent wise overall. I mean, I'm also maybe a little biased. I'm just so sick of seeing James Harden. Um, I hope Madison Square Garden eats him alive. But yeah, I think just kind of keep it short there. I really think the Knicks are just a better team. I don't think this is anything like the Spurs Thunder, where those guys are just in leagues of their own, if you will. But I think the Knicks are somewhat in a league of their own in the East at the moment. But the Cavs have I mean, if James Harden is on and Donovan Mitchell is going for 39 and a half, I mean, anything is possible. So definitely don't want to count them out, but I like the Knicks about 4-2 in this one.
I think I'd have to agree with you on that in terms of I do think the Knicks are probably the better team, but in terms of tonight, I mean, we might be able to see something of what happened last night where, they've had a week off and maybe they need to kind of take a quarter or two to get back in their rhythm. While the Cavs, are coming off this longer series. Similar to the Spurs, didn't go seven, but they've just had a little bit less time in between series. And I think as much as I hate to say it, I do think the Cavs probably match up a little bit better than Detroit would have, just because you do have those two bigs, and then Harden and Mitchell. You just have more scoring options compared to what Detroit had, unfortunately. So I do think, I mean, right now the game is 6.5 favored to New York. So they're thinking it'll probably be a close game. I agree. I think the Garden is going to be insane. You're going to have all the celebrities there watching it. Um, I am hoping for a big performance out of one of the two guards, Harden or Mitchell. And they can't rely on Strus going for 20 every night, or, Allen having the game that he did in game seven, again. One of those guys is going to have to step up, but I do think the series is going to be a tough one. I feel like these conference finals, once it gets down, to the final teams, that the series just gets a little bit more closer, I think.
Yeah, I think I do agree with what both of you guys said about matchup wise. I feel like the Cavs do match up well, better with the Pistons on both sides on offense and defense. I'm curious to see, and we've said this, I think all postseason, but what kind of Cat are we gonna get? If Cat can be the aggressor and be dominant against Mobley and Jared Allen, then I think they'll be in good shape. And Mitchell Robinson, if he can continue to what he was doing, in the second round, and put that in this round, then I think they'll be well suited. Interested to see what we'll get from Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. James Harden has played in the conference finals since 2018, so it's been a while, since he's been in this position. Donovan Mitchell has never been here before, so the Knicks are coming, off last year Eastern Conference Finals run. So it'll be interesting to see, how those two storylines kind of go about during this series. But I guess my predictions right now, I'm going to say Knicks in six. I do think that the Cavs they'll probably get one at on the road. They'll probably get one at home. But I do think that this Knicks team, especially if OG comes back and continues to play how he was playing before he got hurt, I do think that they'll be in a little bit more trouble for the Cavs. And in my eyes, I just don't see. It's funny. You got two floppers, one on one side. You got James Harden, and then you got Jalen Brunson. It'll be interesting to see who gets the most calls I don't think anyone on the Cavs can be able to stay with Jalen Brunson and not get heated or frustrated because of the flopping and things that he does for a 7-game series. So I'm curious to see how the two floppers do and see if they can get enough calls to have the game go their ways.